Hi, this is Trey at Clearly Homemade, and welcome to my Saturday Night Live event, Clay on a Mug, inspired by Ursula. Now, this is the 5 minutes where I go ahead, get my video shared, and all that other fun stuff. No, this is not the new webcam, but I should be ordering that tomorrow, Monday. I'm very excited to be doing so. Okay, let me get this done. I made sure everything was turned off for volume. I don't want to share there. Let's see. My birthday was yesterday. It was great. My husband took my child out to get me birthday presents today. And we like to do a bunch of little things instead of like one big gift, And I got candy. And I didn't get candy. I got Pocky. They had a banana chocolate Pocky. It was delicious. And they had, let's see, I got a USB hub. So I now have 2 printers. So my printers are hooked up to it, and everything is hooked up to it now. So we have plenty of not having to reach around and plug and unplug stuff. So everything's fully plugged in. And the Dollar Tree has extenders for USB cords. So I have a few of those. It's very exciting. And then let me send it somewhere else. And what else did I have? I got a purple sitting dragon. And it's very, very, very cute. I love it. I would show you guys now, but that means I'd have to get up, and I'm not getting up right now. Okay, so I think I have one more to share. And I went ahead and I did a whole lot of preemptive clay work just to make sure I have the colors I need, because we're inspired by Ursula. So not only do you have Ursula's tentacles and stuff, but I'm going to be doing. I got to actually get yellow. I'm not going to do that yet though. But I needed white for the hair. We have 2 different color purples for like the tentacles, 3 different color purples for the tentacles, and I have a whole lot of black here for the tentacles, and then flotsam and jetsam, and then the necklace. So we're going to have, it's not going to be a face or anything because I don't do faces. It's going to be a crown and a whole bunch of other stuff. So we're going to see that, and I'm going to get started in 2 minutes. And I apologize for the shakiness. I'm not really sure why the tripod is shaking so much. It's a teak desk. It shouldn't be shaking. But we're going to take care of that to make sure for the new webcam that it's not going to be shaking at all. I have some clay to hold my stuff in place. So there we go. Very, very, very excited. This is the mug we're going to do. Oh, and take out the bottom. Need this off. And I got a roaster, an electric roaster for my birthday. And it is perfect for almost all of my items. I put the Cthulhu mug in it. And it was able to bake it perfectly. It held temperature and everything. And the best part is when you turn it off, it's pretty quick to cool down. And there was 0 issue with the mug having, cracking or anything like that. So that was really nice. There we go. Look at that. Whoop. Wonderful. That's not important. Okay. So Ursula the Sea Witch. Now, some of you may know, most of you may know that Ursula is actually inspired by Divine, who was a very, very, very famous crossdresser. Gorgeous makeup. Like, she was really out of it. I believe she worked with John Waters, but don't quote me on that. I'm going to move all this stuff over. I have my mermaid's tails, which I think is fitting for doing Ursula. Okay. You know what? We're going to start a minute early, and that's fine. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get our black wrapped around, because then if we need to do mica powder, it'll all be nice and uniformed. And I went ahead and I pre-squished this, pre-ran it through my machine at a 5. So it's thin without being too thin. And you'll notice that there are some wrinkles and stuff in here, and that's because of how hot it is in my craft room. Okay, and we can't forget that we need at least 1 inch from the top. That'd be great if I had a tape measure. I know I do. I rearranged my craft room because I've been doing foiling a lot, so I gotta make sure I have room. So let's go ahead. We got 1 inch. That's a centimeter. Look at that, 1 inch, just under. That works for me. Let's get this all wrapped up. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It could always be something we can, adjust later. We can always add more clay, which is always a nice thing. Okay. Now, the first thing we're going to be doing, though, is we're going to be making sure the tentacles are going to be coming around here. Actually, no, the first thing we're going to do is make sure we have no bubbles, because that's going to really mess up the design. And the neat thing about Ursula, because I was looking up a few pictures of her, she's very smooth, which means we're not going to have a lot of texture on her. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that the cup is all about body language. And yes, that is a quote from her song. I love Ursula. She's one of my favorite bad guys, but she wasn't really bad, you know? Like, she's like, here's my deal, and that's it. Well, she is bad because she's trying to renege on it, you know, which is messed up. She wanted King Triton. So we're actually going to be adding elements of King Triton in this as well. And we're also going to try to put in, see, look at these bubbles here. We're also going to be putting in Flotsam and Jetsam, which are, I love those hench eels. Let's get some clay pushed down here. What's that? I don't know what that is, but off it goes. See, more bubbles. Now, if we were to be doing this in a clear glass, you would be able to see all the bubbles on the inside. That's one of the reasons why I'm not a huge fan of doing wine glasses. It's a lot more work, which sounds ridiculous, but it's true. A lot more work. Okay, now Ursula's a thick girl. Thick woman. She's an octopus. I'm not saying octopuses are all thick, but it actually helps us out because when we did Cthulhu, you know, we had a lot more tentacles to put on it. Because Ursula, though, she's full-bodied, like a good wine. So we're going to be making sure that her tentacles are full-bodied as well. One of my favorite songs in the soundtrack, because listen, I'm a Disney girl, for movies. That's pretty much it, and I could care less about the theme parks. But was Le Poisson. You know, it was a French chef who was talking about, you know, serving fish. I'm French, so, you know, I like listening to French stuff that I can understand. You know, I'm not like the most literate, but I can, you know, catch a few things here or there. And I just love the way Louis sings, especially when he's going after the crab. He's going after Sebastian. It's such a good time. Like the voice artist really put himself into it. And it's definitely one of my favorite things to listen to. I listen to it every once in a while. Still, I have an eclectic taste of music, Disney music. Like I can sing along with it. I don't like the newer stuff. Like Phil Collins did a little bit too much, in my opinion, with them. But well, you know what? You gotta make money. You gotta make money, right? Right. I want to make sure it's a little bit more even. And I'm going to be trying not to do so much on the mica powder. I am going to try to do the different colors. That's what I have here. But we may need to mica powder anyway, just in case. And my husband and child are watching Star Trek Next Generation because it is an awesome show. I think I hear Picard singing. I'm not sure how much you guys pick up. Okay, there we go. Right around it. Now, we're going to do the part here last because I'm going to have to hold the mug and stuff, so it'll be easier to do this. So let's go ahead and get some thick clay. Because the tentacles are so thick, we are going to have this in the oven for probably longer than usual. I'm probably going to have like this thick for a tentacle. A nice meaty tentacle. 2, 3. I was thinking about doing 3 tentacles. I'm going to bring it up like that. I mean, I could do foil and cut down on it. I'm not too sure. So we definitely want it to curve up. So let's see if we can do the foil. We gotta find some. Is that foil? No. That's parchment paper. I have all sorts of paper. Oh, no way. I was looking for this. I'm sorry. I just found a canvas. Wonderful. Okay. If I were tinfoil, I'd probably be down here. Yep, there we are. Yeah, foiling requires, what does it require? It requires the use of parchment paper or copy paper, and I just happen to have parchment paper. We're going to try to do, this is terrible foil. Yep. That's fine. It's just an armature. We're going to try one tentacle like this. Just crunch it up to about the size that we want. Because I know I want her to be up and over. Look how thick that is right there. That'd be good thickness. Push it down because we want to use some clay to use for, move down a little bit. Okay, so we're going to go like this, move down a bit more. And then we can use it to smooth them to the side. And then if you go like this, we're going to have her roll up because I want to see some of that tentacle, the color underneath it. I think it's very important that we see some of that. So let me see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this through on a 5. I'm just kidding. I'm going to use this piece here. I haven't done armatures in a while. You know what? I'm going to need to do this on an 8 because we're going to do a few layers to make sure that we're not seeing the aluminum foil through it. That's the worst part about doing armatures is that you can see the texture underneath it. That's not what we want. You know, I don't know. I don't think I like this. No, I don't like this. Okay, we're not doing this. Just kidding. Let's see. Like the clay holds pretty well. So it's not like I'm gonna go like this. I think we're gonna do probably do 8. Actually, might be too much clay. Like that. Okay. Do 8. This clay is I love this. I love how the black came out because it makes it so maneuverable to, so easy to use. Okay, like this. Just pinch. Roll over. Okay. Okay, 1, 2, pinch. Let's see what we got. That'll work. I have 8 going around it. So I like that idea. We can always, before we put it on, we're going to make sure that it's nice and smooth. Remember, we're going to have to add that extra color back here. Like that. Because I've seen her tentacles, and we're looking at this for the suckers, and then this for the underbody. Pinch, there we go. Make sure they're all like that. So I'm going to move the cup over a little bit. We're going to have her hair in here. We're going to try to, I'm going to have to add a little black to it, get a little gray, because she does have the gray streaks on the side. When she squishes whatever shrimp it was to do the lipstick, she squishes another fish and then she does her hair, and you can really see the gray for it. Mind you, I have not seen The Little Mermaid in years. So this is all just from memory. Make sure, roll it over. Okay, she's a little too thick right there. Pinch and roll. Okay, and I am going to need to mix some gold for I definitely want to do a crown. Definitely want to do a crown. For once, I actually have the whole idea in my head. Oh, it sounds crazy, but I do. Oh, where's my phone vibrating for? I don't care. Okay. My child survived a week of preschool. I'm very proud of him. It was on Friday. It was his first day. He did not cry when he went. So I was thrilled. So not only for my birthday did I get a full week of preschool out of him, but he did not cry when I dropped him off. Because the first day was awful. He wouldn't stop crying. Like I heard him through the windows and stuff. It was just terrible. We're going to use this today. I don't know where the other one is. I don't want to search for it. Okay. There we go. Push some black around. I have more black, so it's not like I'm going to run out of any colors anytime soon. I probably will. Next week we're going to do, I'm probably going to continue this. It's probably going to still need more work. But if it doesn't, I'm going to be doing an octopus on the next one. And I have an idea of how I'm going to be doing said octopus. Oh, you know what? I kind of want to do a little mermaid card to go with this. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add like a limited edition 101, you know. And then, because I can foil now, so I can put foil on almost anything. I can even do foil on fabric, supposedly. But just been doing cardstock lately. And it's been so much fun. I'm telling you right now, man, I am spoiled by foil because it adds a shine without needing glitter. Okay, there we go. You know what? Let me take a look to make sure that we're not doing it too thin. So I got a picture of Ursula up here. Just gotta do octopus tentacles. That's it. And I have the right color. I'm wondering if I need to make this. You know what? Let's have an idea. Well, let's see what that idea is. By the way, if you get a chance, go to Five Below. Get chocolate banana Pocky. It tastes just like banana pudding. I love banana pudding. It's simply love banana pudding. Like, for real. I go to Golden Corral just for banana pudding, unlike the rest of their food. Banana pudding is a jam. Okay, we're going to do it this way. Squish it out a bit. I only had a cup of coffee, just one. But I feel like I had so much more. It's a good day today. Today's a good day. You know, it's always nice to have a good day. I'm excited. Monday I order my webcam. And I've been looking, and everything's been pointing to this. But, you know, I watch reviews. I get everything off of Amazon. So, you know, I read the reviews and stuff. They're just, it's not the price that bothers me. It's some people are like, oh, this is great. Well, more people say it's great. But it's the some that don't makes you wonder, should you really get it or not? But it's a Logitech 920S, I think. I think that's what I'm going with. I've had it in my cart on Amazon. I mean, if it doesn't work the way I want it to, I got to figure out how to return it. Because I need to autofocus. I need to go like this and be like, hey guys, look at that detail. And it zooms in. That's what I really need. I mean, the colors is off. That's not blue. See, even on my phone, it looks blue. But it's not. Maybe it's just my laptop that's washed out. See, I don't know. I have an old webcam. Maybe I can get two webcams set up, you know, like one like right here to look. Possibilities are endless. I'm just kidding. I don't have two webcams. I gotta figure out the best way to do it. Okay, what do we have? 5? Okay, we're gonna do different than Cthulhu. Cthulhu was just a one curve, and I want to do more on Miss Divine. Okay, there we go. Look at all this black that I have. Won't need it all. Because purple. Figure out how to roll that out and do very, very thin. This may not even be as long as I need it. We'll see. This basket under here is like the best idea, and it's not terribly in the way. Okay, remember, snakes and balls. That's claying right there. Snakes and balls. Okay, we got this. What are you here for? Oh my goodness, you're stuck to transfer. Sorry, I have stuff everywhere. This is contact paper. I think Bruce is taking a bath. I got him some glitter bath bombs. He loves bath bombs. And with the glitter, it has gold glitter everywhere. Okay. That'll be something fun for him. There we go. Make sure they're nice and straight. Like that is too thick. Okay. I'm going to put the thinner ones up front and hope the rest of them stay thick for the rest of it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 more. And then I got the colors for Flotsam and Jetsam. Just need to I gotta figure out a good fish shape for them and have that. So exciting. There we go. So I'm not gonna get stuck. Good. Okay. Not terribly stuck. I'll have to cut probably the tips of those off. If anybody sees a design that they want and they would like to have a mug inspired by it, let me know. I love me some custom orders. I love bringing designs to life. This is the last one. There we go. Okay, ready? Now the thicker ones. I have it down here like this. And it's going to be curled over like that. You're right, that doesn't look great. Let's try this again. Okay, that was the right size then. Okay, so we're going to bring it over. We have to smush that right into the clay. Okay. It's definitely too thick, but we'll figure that out. 3. Put the thin ones right here. 4, 5. Nope. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This here. It's like a spider. We can make a spider mug. Oh, that'd be really cool, right? Okay, no. The problem that we ran into is that some of these are not thick enough. So let's figure that out. I'm gonna put this on this side. Okay. Maybe I just add the tentacles. I've never had to put it on separate. Okay. Go right here. Okay. It's okay that there's some separation. I'm going to put this where I need to do a little bit more separation, I think. Make it a little bit more even. There you go. Okay. Move this over. Like that. Okay. You know what? Because I want to keep this to go like this. I think we want it to go that high. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, squeaky chair today. Ah, look at that. Great. And we're gonna squish the top in and smooth it out. Okay, squish the top and smooth. Squish and smooth. Shame I can't just have it like this, right? Ooh, we can do a face hugger like this too. That'd be really cool. Right? Okay, a face hugger, if you're not sure, if you don't know what that is from the Aliens movie. I have some pendants to match, so that'd be pretty cool too. Okay, I'm going to make sure. We can fix this part later. Everybody needs to be in. We can definitely fix this later. I'm going to make sure that we're looking at, looks like a pair of black gloves. Okay, we're going to have, remember, we're going to have the crown, and then we're going to have some white coming over the crown. So if there is some disparagement, it is fine. It will be covered by other clay. So that's pretty cool. Okay. Here we go. You can see my mic. Whee, my glasses. That's right, I wear glasses. I am blind without them. And I have my hair back in a binder clip. Because why not? Okay, now that's done. Let's go ahead and get these rolled up. Okay, I'm gonna, what do you think? Yeah, that's good. Okay, I'm gonna get this. Roll it up. Bring it up like this. Okay, so which means, you know what? I should have put the purple on first. Okay, whatever. Listen, I'm new. Never worked here before. I'm new. Now I'm doing the clay on the 9, which might be a little too thin. Move my mermaid tails. Get those poor unfortunate souls out of here. Okay, I'm going to do strips like this. Put this through the 9. There we go. And then it starts at the top. Okay, just like that. Okay. And then we try not to get it stuck to stuff. Apparently it wants to do. A little bit of an issue. I have a song stuck in my head and it's driving me nuts. Okay, let's fix this. Let's do that a little bit better. Juice by Lizzo is stuck in my head. And that is courtesy of my friend. Wow. Yeah. Wow, friend. He introduced me to Lizzo, and one of her songs are usually stuck in my head. Hi, Paul. Okay. There we go. Perfect. Let's get this. We're just going to roll it over enough to go like that. Put this under here. Oh, man, look at that. Oh, no. Don't stick. Can't stick yet. Okay. There. It's not perfect, but you know what? Whatever. It looks cool. You can probably smooth it out of it. Yeah, see? Give it more of a... Yeah, maybe I should go like this. This over a little bit. Okay. Great. Okay, let's do another one. I'm going to have to do all of these. I don't usually layer colors like this, but I thought it would be cool to, try something a little different. I like to expand what I can do. Oh, I wonder if I should do a Cruella de Vil one. She is my favorite villain. No, it's messed up. She really is. She's the worst. She really is. She adopts dogs to skin them for coats. All Ursula did was steal souls based off of bargains. Before Ariel showed up with the possibility of the trident, that's all she did, and then, she got greedy. That's what happened to Ursula. Who else is a bad guy? You have The stepmother from Snow White, she was vain. She tried to poison her, but that's it. She didn't kill any animals doing it. Just poisoned it because she wanted to be the prettiest. It's kind of stupid, but whatever. And then you have the chick from Sleeping Beauty, not Sleeping Beauty. Yeah, Sleeping Beauty. She was supposed to be invited, and she was not. So that's actually the king and queen's fault. They put their child in danger, and then they sent him away to come back when it's time for her to get hurt. So they're just terrible parents all around. But it was just a matter of, hey, listen, I'm supposed to be a part of this stuff, and you didn't. So she's not really that horrible. Let me think. What other bad guys? You have John Smith from Pocahontas, but listen, we're not going to get into that. That was just really bad. He was just a bad person in general. And, well, it wasn't John Smith. It was the people who came by with John Smith. John Smith was bad too. So if you know your history, he was a very, very, very bad person. Although in Pocahontas, he was not. But nobody killed the animals. You have Bambi, but that dude was hunting for his family. You don't know his story or her story. It could have been a girl. You don't know their story. They could have been starving, because they were in the land of Snow White and that they lived with the evil queen. The evil queen wouldn't let them hunt, so everybody is starving. So they went ahead and killed the deer for food. But it wasn't malicious. Listen, I might think about this stuff a little bit. I might just a bit. But Cruella de Vil, man, she, in that era of bad guys, she adopted dogs to skin them for coats. That is horrible. And that's why she's my favorite, because she's horrible. Simply, utterly atrocious. She's the worst bad guy they thought of. I'm trying to think if I remember. I know there's so many Disney movies. Can't keep track of them all. You have Rapunzel. That's one there. So you're Tangled. And then the bad guy from Tangled, she just wanted somebody to love her. So she kept her in the castle. She didn't kill anybody, though. I don't remember what. Oh, so that's right. She wanted to stay young forever. So it's vanity. But she didn't kill anything doing vanity. She didn't skin animals. So she wasn't that horrible. You can do Frozen. I don't remember who the bad guy was. I thought that was a terrible cartoon. And everybody's going to be like, oh, no, it was great. No, it was awful. It didn't have the touch of Disney that I like. Besides, the song was so annoying. Lion King, Scar was younger child syndrome. Yes, animals were killed, but technically he was an animal, so it's just like him killing people, so it's not really that big of a deal. Okay, I might need a little bit more purple on this one. Cruella, man. Cruella beats everybody else. She was vile. She was really... Maleficent used to be my favorite from Sleeping Beauty, because she turned into a dragon. This color, actually. It was this and some green. Jafar was pretty bad. But that was just power. Nefarious power nonetheless. Wasn't... Cruella just tops it off. Okay, let me see. I'm going to definitely need more purple on this one. Because you can see how that is right there? There's not enough going on. Let's see. Poor Unfortunate Souls is stuck in my head now. Besides, Little Mermaid, Ariel was awful. She was a 16-year-old who thought she knew everything, and she didn't. She didn't want to listen to her parents. She put her dad in jeopardy because she was a willful teenager who could not control anything. So she was just a terrible main character, in my opinion. Like she just did it because she was a jerk and a brat. I remember thinking that back in high school, right? I've been cynic since the day I was born. So we have Scar. We talked about him. So, just don't know who else. Right now, I can't think of anybody else who really. I should can just bring it up. Oh, Gaston. Gaston was an idiot. So that's pretty much what his problem was. He was an idiot. He was an idiot who he only wanted Belle because Belle said no. So he was definitely not the best person ever. And he was an idiot. I can't tolerate stupidity. It's not my thing. And I'm dumb sometimes too, so I don't tolerate myself sometimes. But I can't tolerate the dumb. Like legitimately dumb people like Gaston. Gaston was all looks. He had zero substance. I didn't even think he was that attractive anyway. He was just a big Neanderthal with a hairy chest. But it's lumberjack. And I did watch the live action. It was okay. Beauty and Beast isn't my favorite. I like they made in the cartoon though they made the Beast to actually look French. That was pretty cool. They didn't Americanize him because it is a French story. She has chateau, and Belle means beautiful in French. In case you didn't know. Try to think of any other. I should probably bring up something because this is kind of tedious. Because you get to see it all. That's not too bad. Trying to smear it. It's easier to smear when it's hot. So remember, this is why I don't mind it being hot in my craft room, because I can smear it like this. Make sure things are still stuck. There we go. Now I'm going to check them all, when we go to the other side. They may not be all. Yeah, see, we're going to have a problem here. This needs to be curled over a little bit more. You'll see it. I will flip it over to show everybody what it looks like. The problem that I have with the Cthulhu is we didn't have enough of a curl, and so we're looking for more of a curl for the octopus. Okay, clay sticks to itself before it's baked. You know what? Actually, I want to go look up now what we don't need a picture of her. We're gonna do Disney villains, and I'm gonna try to see if I've seen most of them. Okay, oops. So Shere Khan from the Jungle Book. He was pretty cool. He was a tiger, they're very territorial. So that's not like a huge oh, why did he do this? And he was afraid. He was afraid of the man cub of Mowgli because, he knows that. Sorry, I'm going to clamp a little bit to actually access my mouse here. He knew that humans came by, and look right now what we have. We have all these endangered animals just dropping off because of humanity. So Shere Khan had a legitimate reason to not want to have Mowgli there. So I understand where he's coming from. I'm not even mad at that. That, and it also depends on what version you're looking at. Some say that Shere Khan's the one who killed his family. But he's a tiger being a tiger. It's like getting mad at a tiger being a tiger. Okay, who else do we have? We have Hades. He is the Lord of the Underworld. Okay, that's it. I'm not going to even go into that. Cinderella had the evil stepmother and her evil stepsisters. But if you go, depending on what version you're going with, there was a movie with Drew Barrymore. And she was jealous because all she wanted was the love of her husband, but her husband loved the daughter so much that she felt like he didn't have room to spare for her. So if you go with that backstory, then it's kind of understanding why. But at the same time, she shouldn't have treated her stepchild like that. She really shouldn't have. There was no valid reason to treat her stepchild like crap. So she was a terrible person as well. She was just a jerk. And if you go by the actual story, well, terrible things happened to her and her daughter. So we're going to pretend that, you guys know what that is. I'm not going to get into that. There's a... Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. So Paul just mentioned that Shere Khan was able to take himself out of the jungle and create a thriving business empire by the time of Tailspin. So if any of you guys, I believe this cartoon came out in the 90s, if I'm not incorrect. If anybody watched cartoon in the 90s, Tailspin had all the Jungle Book characters. And yeah, Baloo flew a plane. I don't remember Bagheera being in Tailspin. I really don't. But that's a very good point. I didn't think of that. Okay, so we already talked about Maleficent. I just Googled this. We have Scar, we talked about. We have Captain Hook. Okay. Captain Hook. My husband's favorite Disney cartoon is Peter Pan. He has just always, absolutely always loved that. I know you did. You're almost as old as I am. I think you're like a few years. I think you're a year younger than me. It feels like forever. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is not working out right. So you have Captain Hook. Think about it this way. He's a pirate. Okay? Pirates are notoriously bad. Okay? This is just based off of history and things like that. Oh, I didn't know that. I'm actually probably gonna watch some Tailspin too. So I remember I thought King Louie did do something. So with Captain Hook, he was a pirate, being a pirate, plundering and all the other stuff, and who knows what other atrocities he committed because he's a pirate. And then he's on this island, which he probably got sucked into like a vortex to get to this island, because he didn't just have a ship. And he was tormented by these children who never grew up, but they were adults in so much of experience. Think about it. You may not age, but you're going to be adult and do adult things. No matter how young you look, if you never age, it doesn't mean you don't gain experience. So by the time that Wendy and Peter and John got to Neverland, that they weren't really just children goofing around. They were adults that had adult experiences. If you take that into consideration, then you realize that Captain Hook, Captain Hook, I think, did terrible things to the Indians, though. So he probably deserved it. Remember, he's a pirate. He did pirate things. So that's why he's a bad guy. Okay, so moving on, we have Prince John. Robin Hood, the cartoon, is my favorite cartoon by Disney. I love Robin Hood as the fox. I really, really do. I love the singing and the dancing. Between that and Sword in the Stone, like if you watch both cartoons, and actually Jungle Book does it too, they share scenes. They just like change like the colors, or they'll change the hairstyle. But there are quite a bit that Jungle Book, Jungle Book, Robin Hood, and Peter Pan. Not Peter Pan. Jungle Book, I can't remember now. Sword in the Stone, Jungle Book, and Robin Hood all share multiple of the same scenes. If you watch it, you'll be like, oh, well, look at that. They just went ahead and they just did an overlay, but the basis of the scene is the same. Okay, so Prince John, well, but we're all going by the Disney version. He was the younger brother. His older brother, King Richard, got all of the attention, was the greatest one. So you have Prince John, obviously the youngest, and he was jealous. So his basis is off of jealousy. Yes, he taxed the poor. Yes, they probably died in jail, but you don't see it in the cartoon. But it was all about greed for him. So he was bad, but he wasn't like as bad as Cruella de Vil, because that's the reason why I'm saying this, is because Cruella de Vil is the worst. Okay. Kaa in Jungle Book, I do not believe was a bad guy. Kaa tried to eat Mowgli because he's a snake. And Mowgli was meat. So Kaa is not that bad. So whatever, you're a snake, snakes eat, etc., you're fine. The bad guy in Jungle Book is Mowgli, because he is human and he tried to set everything on fire. Okay, so what do we have next? That's true. I haven't seen Robin Hood, Ain't No Darkwing Duck. Darkwing Duck was amazing. I haven't seen that in forever, and I should. I cannot look at this. So we have the bottom layer already. We're going to see the colors right here. It's a little bit off the ground. I'm actually going to move it, try to curl them over a little bit more. So I kind of want them on the ground a little bit. Let me get a better curl to it also. Let's do that. There we go. Okay, there we go. Got a nice curl to it. Don't forget, I'm going to still adjust all these guys here. I'm going to keep them. This is actually coming out really freaking awesome. Oh my goodness, what's going on? Okay, let me get this rolled over. It's okay if the tentacles are a little different. They're tentacles. They are technically separate limbs from each other. They're able to do whatever they want. So we're adding a little bit of realism to a cartoon character by letting the tentacles do what it wants. We're ready for this? Look at this. There we go. That is so cool. That's so cool. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to flatten this out. Make this even. Okay. And while I'm doing this, since this is, again, mindless work, let's go ahead and I'm going to rearrange my windows real quick so I can go through the Disney villains with you guys because this is exciting for me. Okay. So Ka is a snake. Snakes eat people. Snakes eat. No, that's it. Okay. Now we have Gothel, which is from Rapunzel. But I believe the reason why she did it is, I don't really remember. I don't remember her being that horrible, though. Like, she just stole somebody's baby. Okay, but she kept that child safe. Like, she maybe have done it maliciously originally, but in the end, she just did it. She kept the daughter safe. If you watch Into the Woods, that play that I mentioned, they have Rapunzel part of it. And the witch, who is played by Bernadette Peters, which is the one that I saw, and I love Bernadette Peters after this. She's fantastic. She just has such a range of emotions. She's so great as the bad guy. She fell in love with Rapunzel, and she just wanted to keep the daughter safe. And that's it. I mean, as a parent, like, I don't want to stifle my kids' creativity, but at the same time, I would love to just put them in a bubble and keep him safe because he doesn't know what the outside world is like. He doesn't know how mean and cruel and everything people are. This is a bubble. We're getting rid of the bubble right here. Fix that. Okay. So like I understand where she's coming from. I don't agree with stealing babies, of course. But I understand her motivation after she stole the baby. Okay. So I don't see this particular one brought up very often, but we're going to talk about Madame Medusa. I'm actually just looking at her. I'm like, I know this cartoon. Madame Medusa is the villain from The Rescuers. Now, The Rescuers is about a pair of mice who is about a mouse who works for an agency. No, it's a pair because Bernard is also part of it. And what they do is they rescue children around the world. They go on rescue missions. That's what they do. It's pretty freaking awesome that you have a pair of mice. I mean, it's like a whole agency that does it, and they rescue children. And one of the children they happen to rescue is from an orphanage. Now, Madame Medusa is similar to, I guess, Orphan Annie. With Orphan Annie, she's in a foster care and they're treated terribly. Okay, the lady who owns it is an alcoholic. Jafar, hold on, I gotta see more. Why? That is awesome. So Paul's favorite is Jafar. But Jafar only did it for greed. Like, he had a magic spell, scepter. Ooh, great, you're under my power. Greed. Because, I think he had designs on Jasmine, but, like, that's the typical villain. Like, he never really impressed me. And he had Iago, too, but it's Gilbert Godfrey, and I'm really okay without ever listening to him talk again. Okay, there we go. Look at that. Nice and smooth. We're going to fix this up right here. We got 45 minutes just to get this part done. This is going to take definitely. It was so cool looking. I love it. Okay, so let's go ahead and make sure we are even. You can see as much as I can. Actually, you probably can see more right there. We're going to have a little bit of, to smooth this out. Okay, so the next part we're going to do is I think we're going to work on tentacles, which we're going to be doing in this color. This is not. I might have to whiten this up a little bit. I wonder if I have, Because the idea is you put the suckers on, and then you take one of these, you go like that, and voila, it's a sucker. You see what I'm doing here? No, you don't. So let's try this again. Ready? Go like this, and you put it right there. And then the suckers are going to be like this. I'm going to have to, darn it, I think I'm going to have to raise them up. There we go. See, this one right here is not doing, okay. You know what? Let me go through my box of things. I have this color, but that's not the right color. I have these. That's too pink. See that? I have seed beads. That's how I did Cthulhu's. But we're going to do a little different this time because that is not the color I want. So look at this. This is my box of beads. I should have looked at this before. Then it occurred to me that I wouldn't want to do the whole thing. I have beads that look like bubbles. I used to do jewelry work. Oh. What do you think? No, they're too small. Okay, we're going to have to do it by hand. That's fine. Once I can get to the store, we'll see there. Okay. Back to here. Okay, so that was Madame Medusa. She treats children terribly, so she was awful. I don't believe they spoke about her killing any kids, though, which is an absolute atrocity. So that's not... So she's bad, but I can't imagine being like... I don't know. She's bad, but I'm not... I have to rewatch it to see how bad she really is. Okay. Then we have... Who's this? Oh my goodness, what's going on? Okay, then we have Edgar Balthazar. Edgar Balthazar, in case you don't know, is the bad guy from the Aristocats. The Aristocats is a story that's set in France about a woman who idolizes her cats, and then when she passes away, leaves everything to them. Edgar is the butler who did not get what he believed he should get after years and years and years of service like that. See if you can see that suction cup right there. This is going to take forever. I might actually have to do some of this off camera because this is going to be really, really boring. But I can talk, obviously. I talk an hour every week to myself. Okay, so Edgar Balthazar, he's really bad. Now, he is almost on par with Cruella de Vil. The reason being is he does try to kill the cats. He does. No. Am I thinking the wrong one? No, he does Aristocats. Because Cruella de Vil did Dalmatians. So similar to Cruella de Vil, he tries to kill the cats because he wants the money. So once again, it's just based off of greed. I forgot about him. I didn't watch the Aristocats much. It was okay. I mean, okay, so there's a dance scene in the Aristocats that is shared with Robin Hood. So I'm assuming during the time period of those particular Disney cartoons, they all shared a lot of the same dance routines and stuff like that. So if you watch both of them, you'll notice that, oh, look, they look the same. And that's why, because they shared cells, animation cells. Okay, the next one we have is Claude Frollo. He's bad. He's really, really, really bad. He is the villain from Hunchback of Notre Dame. I may have only seen it like once. I didn't care for the music, and that's really big when it comes to Disney movies. Is how much do you like the music? Like I can handle Lion King, except when what's his face starts singing, and then Phil Collins. I like Phil Collins. I don't like Phil Collins doing Disney. I like him with Genesis though. He was very, very good. So Cloud, he does terrible, terrible things to the gypsy. He wants to gypsy, but he is a man of religion. And a man of religion is not supposed to have these kind of ideas. And he's just a whole lot of anger and angst because of that particular thing. I kind of need to watch all these. I'm just remembering, based on my memory. For some reason, this is bringing up the Big Bad Wolf, which is not good. Queen of Hearts. So we're going to look at Alice in Wonderland. Alice in Wonderland is not my favorite cartoon, not my favorite movie, my favorite idea. Why do I say it that way? There are so many different Alice in Wonderland things out there. I love the idea of Alice in Wonderland. She falls asleep. Well, it depends which one you're looking at. She falls asleep in a mental institution, or she goes to a mental institution, and all these people are just people that are in her head. Either way, she's having some issues, and she creates this entire land where she has to help people out and stuff like that, just like a whole shebang thing. I like the original illustrations. I simply adore American McGee's Alice, and that's with Alice with a hatchet, with a cleaver, actually. I have her tattooed on my back. Cheshire Cat in this, for instance, is evil. He is very bony and tattooed, and he's just very, very scary. And it's a great set of video games. I played them, and they're very difficult, and I was not very good at it, but I simply love the art. So with Alice in Wonderland, I am more of a fan of the art than I am for the story. And look at that. We have a set of suckers in the correct color, because this is all, by the way, I mixed all of these colors myself, aside from the black. This is the purple mixed with white. This is purple, white, with a lot of white, and I think there might be some black in that. And I don't remember how I got these colors. This is actually scrap clay, but it'll fit Flotsam and Jetsam. That's what I'm doing, rolling balls again. So, Queen of Hearts. Queen of Hearts did not like intruders. She was being a queen. This is what she did. Was she evil? Only if you did something bad, only if, that's it. Only if you messed up in her kingdom. So that's it. She's not really a bad guy per se. She just had a kingdom, and some person came by and tried to mess it all up, and she didn't like it, and that was it. That was the Queen of Hearts. Okay, now we have, I don't know who that is. I gotta figure out who that is. It says the Horned King. I have a feeling that he is from the Princess. Oh, from the Black Cauldron. Now, this is a 1985 movie. I did not watch this, so I cannot talk about the Horned King, which means I'd have to watch it because he looks really crazy. I believe the Black Cauldron, the main character was a blind kid. But that is it. Ooh, John Hurt did the voice. I'm a big fan of John Hurt. For those who watch Doctor Who, John Hurt played the war doctor. So anything my husband and I see him in, we're like, oh, look, it's the doctor. Because everything relates back to the doctor. Okay, the next we have is Amos Slade. Now, Amos Slade is the dude from, let me double check. Amos Slade is the dude from Fox and the Hound. He's the one who wants to kill the fox. Okay, is he really a bad guy? For those folks who own chickens, foxes are bad. They eat chickens, they go to chicken coops, they are being foxes. Okay, so if you have a farm or something like that where, your livelihood is, chickens or something that a fox could into, then it makes sense that you would find a fox a villain. Because the fox was turned into the pet doesn't mean that the fox is a good guy. The fox is, well, still a fox. So I understand where Amos Slade is coming from. He does feel bad wanting to kill him, which is why he does let him go. So he's just a dude, looking out for himself. So I don't really see him as a bad guy, especially not along the lines of Cruella de Vil, because Cruella de Vil would have killed the fox without even thinking twice, and then would have wore it like as a hat, because that's what she did. That's why she's so bad. Okay, and then we have Shan Yu. That's the bad guy in Mulan. I believe he was similar to Genghis Khan, and they're all warring. He was doing his thing as, a war general. He's responsible for mass genocide across China. Okay, he's awful. He's really, really bad. I haven't watched Mulan forever. Their music was kind of not my favorite. So that's who he is. So he's really bad. When they say mass genocide, they're talking like babies too. So he is as bad as Cruella de Vil, but more towards humans versus animals. So, you know, he might be up there on one of my favorites. But you really shouldn't be, you know, enjoying being favorite of a person who does mass genocide. I know you really shouldn't have a favorite as one who kills dogs either, but it's the depth of the depravity that I like, which is, I don't know what that says to me as a person, but whatever. That's who I like Cruella de Vil. Okay, so we have Dr. Facilier. I know I'm saying that wrong. He is the bad guy from Princess and the Frog. I don't remember what he did that was bad. It was Louisiana during the time. So there's a lot of crazy stuff going on right there. He's a shadow man. He's a witch doctor. And okay, so his deal is, I just read that on the Disney Wiki because, you know, I like to back up my stuff. His deal is that he was poor and resented the rich. So his thing is based off of greed. Like, why doesn't he have all the good stuff, not somebody else? Yeah, he turned somebody into a frog, but he didn't kill him. He turned him into a frog. So he's not, on the level of badness, I would say he's not really that bad either. Okay, so next we have Professor Ratigan. Professor Ratigan is from the movie The Great Mouse Detective. I don't see this movie being mentioned very often. It is definitely one of my top favorite movies. It's essentially Sherlock Holmes with mice. That's it. So if you like Sherlock Holmes, you would like The Great Mouse Detective. Now, the neat thing about The Great Mouse Detective, well, about Professor Ratigan, he's actually a rat who's pretending to be a mouse. So he has deception there, but he is Moriarty. Everything ends up coming ahead, and I believe he dies at the end. So if you want a happy ending with the bad guy, that's not going to happen. So the next we have is Sir Hiss. Sir Hiss is the snake from, like the, let's see, Sir Hiss is the snake from Robin Hood, the cartoon with the fox. So like, he is essentially Kai from Jungle Book, because no, they use a bunch of the same characters. So Sir Hiss is just, he's a lackey. He's pretty bad. He's great when he's drunk though, because he's really funny. Yes, he gets drunk in the cartoon. But I'm a fan of Sir Hiss. He's just a terrible, terrible lackey. I also like the vultures. That cartoon is my favorite. Like, I like pretty much the whole cast of characters in it. We have 2 more minutes, and I only have 2 tentacles fully done. So this is going to be a lot of work. I think I'm going to be working on this during the week so we can get to the fun stuff, which is the crown and everything like that. We are almost done. But I want to show you guys what I did so far. We got the tentacles going all the way. You can see it from the bottom. And we already have the suckers going on. I spread them out a little bit more this time. It is still pretty uniform, but I don't have the beads to do it, so I got to do them by hand. So I'm making sure that we're going even underneath it, so you're getting the full effect of it. This mug is really working out pretty well so far. I'd like to mention that any mug that I make on the live events or just in general are fully usable. That means, should you want a mug like this of your very own, you can actually, I'll make sure I wash it always to make sure the mica powder doesn't come off. If there is mica powder, make sure all the beads and everything like that stays on. I don't use it. I just wash it to make sure it can go through the hand washing after everything is baked. I do not put any kind of sealer on any of my stuff because I found that I don't need to. And that's just one extra step that could possibly be messed up. And I don't want to do that. So it is 6 o'clock, so we are going to stop now. But these are fully usable. The Cthulhu mug, which is incredibly detailed, all the glass beads, all the mica powder, stuff like that, I have already washed it. Just can't put it in the microwave or a dishwasher, but you can have hot coffee in it. You can drink it with no problem. Ursula is going to be the same way. So if you know anybody who's a fan of Ursula, reserve your mug, and then you actually can watch the whole process of it. So right now we're done, but thank you very much for joining me tonight for Clay on the Mug, inspired by Ursula. I will be picking up with this next Saturday, same time. I might actually throw it in for Friday too, depending on how much work I really want to do with this. But I look forward to talking to you guys for the rest of the week. As always, thank you for being part of the Clearly Homemade family. And I look forward to creating with you. Have a great rest of your weekend.